what gives me the most money back on the sticker price when I put the for sale sign on the front lawn. Today I want to give you 6 suggestions, starting with the area that will give you the most money in return. It's the area in your kitchen. Now, before we go any further, would you just do me a favor? Would you hit the subscribe button, the share button, and the like button, and then we'll move on. So here we go. The kitchen. Do you realize that the kitchen is where you spend most of your time? Most people want a kitchen that's updated. They want something that has modern appliances. They want countertops that are quartz or granite. Keep in mind, granite is heat proof and quartz is heat resistant. That means you can take something right out of the oven. It's 600 degrees. You can set it on a granite countertop and it's not going to melt. Quartz, Formica, Corian, they have resin in it and they're going to melt or they're going to in some way possibly crack, bubble. So keep in mind when you are doing your kitchens, keep the countertops either granite or quartz is my suggestion. The material that you choose is going to indicate what you actually spend, and some of that material is going to come back to you. Tip number 1 that is very important, keep it light, keep it bright, stay away from color. Color is very, very subjective. You like the color doesn't mean they're going to. Anyone can work with white. If it's bright, and especially if it's white, most people can work with it. The percentage of increased value that a remodeled kitchen is going to bring to your home, are you ready for this? It's going to bring you somewhere between 12 to 20%. You want to make sure that your faucets are updated. You want to make sure that your counters are light and bright. You want to make sure your cabinets are dovetail plywood, not particle board if at all possible. These things will catch the eye of the buyer that knows what they're doing. Generally speaking, an executed, well-modeled kitchen is by far the best place to put your money. Second best place is your bathroom. Who doesn't use a bathroom? We use it every single day. On the average, a well-designed and a well-upgraded bathroom using good materials is going to bring you another 10 to 15% of the increased value of your home. So again, stay color neutral. Stay away from wallpaper. It's coming back in a little bit, but it's not going to be the wallpaper more than likely they're going to choose. If you go to the expense of wallpaper, somebody else is going to buy it and say, oh, the first thing we got to do is get rid of that wallpaper. So bright colors are not your friend. Go neutral. You can go watercolors, you can go light grays, you can go light tans, but gray is really kind of the current trend. That will go out eventually, but right now that's probably the best place to be. So first you've got your kitchen. Secondly, you've got your bathrooms. Thirdly, you're going to add some additional square space to your living. You want square footage. People want square footage, but do not interfere with the overall architectural drawing of the house. Oh my goodness, you've seen it, I've seen it, we've all seen it. You go down the street and there it is. It stands out like a sore thumb. Somebody added on what looks like a shed to this beautiful house. You've ruined the looks of the house. Do you realize that the average square footage for a single family in Lakewood Ranch, Florida today is between 2,000 and 3,500 square feet? For townhomes, it's about 1,200 to 2,000 square feet. So don't think that you have to have a huge house. Make sure that your house is neat and clean, and make sure that the improvements that you do add value, not take it away. Now, let's mention the energy efficient areas that will possibly bring you some really, really quick returns. There are 5 of them. Let me highlight them. The energy efficient windows and doors. There's a test today. It's required in the last 4 or 5 years for all new construction. It's called a blower door test. Only certified technicians can do it, but it measures the air transfer movement in your house. So they shut down the house, they go through this whole series of tests, and it measures through a series of pressurized tests how much air transfer. So what it does is it identifies where the air is leaking into or out of your house. Very, very important. If you live in the north, you don't want sub-zero temperatures blowing into your house. If you live in Florida, you don't want temperatures that are 95 degrees coming into your house. You want an airtight house. So a blower door test is a very important test, and you want to make sure that that test is done by a certified technician. The second energy efficient thing that will improve the value of your home, make sure that you have good insulation in your attic. Everyone's going to check the attic. Every home inspector is going to go through your attic if he's worth his salt at all, and make sure that there's an R factor there that's going to take you way above, at least equal to, if not above, code. So insulation in your attic, make sure your doors are tight. Make sure that the rubber stoppers at the bottom of your doors are tight, because that's not going to keep air in, it's going to keep insects, ants, and reptiles out. You don't want them in your home. Third energy efficient improvement is your appliances. Upgrading your appliances, yes, you want it to look nice, but you also want it today to be energy efficient. Your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your washing machine. You want to make your money come back to you in the utility bill. So if you can prove that you've got energy efficient and new appliances, that's a great, great value to the potential buyer. They don't want to go out and buy a $1,600 or $2,000 or $2,400 stainless steel refrigerator. Tell them that you got a new one just last year or 3 months ago. Same thing with your dishwasher, with your hot water heater, HVAC, etc. But number 4, energy efficient, put LED light bulbs and make sure that the packages are still there. Make sure that they're LED. Why? Because that homeowner gets longer service and they get a better coverage for less money every single month. 5th, make sure you have a smart thermometer. When you are going away on vacation, you don't want to be scratching your head and saying, man, did we turn the thermostat back to, if you're in Florida, you want it warmer if you're not there. And if you're in the north, you want it to be not heating when nobody's there at 75 degrees. So get a thermostat that you can look on your phone, adjust on your phone, because the weather might change, and you can get a thermostat for relatively cheaply. And again, energy efficiency speaks loudly today. Now, the next improvement takes us outside of the home, and it takes us to the first impression, the curb appeal of the home. Look, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So the outdoor improvements are the first thing they're going to see. They're going to see those before they ever step inside the house. So enhancing your outdoor space. Landscaping. Is it neat? Is it clean? Is it overgrown? Do you have a patio? Are there weeds coming up through the patio? Is it paver or cement? Is the cement driveway cracked? Don't think that some caulking in the driveway and a fresh coat of paint is going to cover it. And many times it only raises the curiosity. I wonder what's underneath that paint. So your decks, your swimming pool, do you have a swimming pool or not? You're going to have to pay attention to the first impression. Neat sells clutter, detracts from the sale of your home, and dirt doesn't sell, period. So clean it up and declutter it. That's the best thing you can do. Now, what I'm going to give you right now may surprise you, because most people think, oh, you know what? I'm in Florida. I'm going to put a swimming pool in, and it's going to raise the value of my house by $100,000. What I can assure you today, if you put an average size pool into a 2,200 square foot home, you're going to spend somewhere, believe it or not, swallow hard and get ready, you're going to spend about $100,000 plus or minus, depending on the pavers you put in and what kind of materials you use for that pool. You're going to spend $100,000. If you're counting on that pool increasing the resale value of your home by $100,000, you are probably wrong. I am here to tell you that many people consider a swimming pool not an asset but a liability. They don't want to care for a pool. They don't want to chlorinate, or they don't want to put salt in a test machine and keep certain balances. They don't want that. They can go down to the beach, or they can go to the community pool. That, yes, we're living in a warm climate. Most people in Florida, I would say, would prefer a pool, but I have dealt with clients, they do not want a pool. A pool is a deal killer. So don't spend your money putting a pool in only to take away from. You can adjust the price down on a comparative market analysis, and if it's a pool, we can market it in. But don't spend your money hoping or banking on the fact that it's going to increase the value of your home. So there are just so many things you're going to do that are going to bring you benefits, and then there's going to be some things that are going to be deterrents. Now, before I close, let me say this. Some people don't want you to fix up the home. Some people want to fix the home up themselves. Why? Because they can't afford the home after you fix it up. If you put $25,000, $35,000, or $50,000 into your home, and therefore you expect someone to pay that, the first-time homeowners especially, they're out of the market. They're the ones that are struggling most in Florida right now. They've been here, they've anticipated getting married, they've been married for 2, 3, and 4 years. COVID hit, the prices doubled, and now they're struggling. Look, there are oftentimes value in not fixing up your home, not going through the hassle, not going through the expense, just pricing the home what we call sell. When you price the home to sell, you are taking in consideration you're not going to have to spend that $25,000, $35,000, or $55,000. You let the next buyer come in. They can do it at their time and their way with their colors and their money, and they are now delighted because they have a home that's all theirs. Hey, this is Brent Haggerty, Gulf Premier Sarasota. I love when you listen all the way through. Would you do me a favor? Would you tell me where you think I'm right? Would you tell me especially where you think I'm wrong? Would you tell me what would be beneficial for you in the next video? Because that's where I really like to focus my attention. See you next time, Gulf Premier Sarasota. Find my information right below on the screen.